movies, music, and monsters. Danger, danger. Hey, my friends, Dan Monroe here from Movies, Music, and Monsters. I just got back from a super cool trip to the Show Me Space exhibit at the Space Museum and GRISSOM Center way down in Missouri, which is quite the haul from New York, I can tell you that. And boy, what a fabulous time the wife and I had, even though getting up 4 days in a row at like 8 in the morning proved to be more than just a little inconvenient. But nevertheless, it was such an awesome time with so many incredible things to see. I just had to take a few minutes to share it with all you guys. Wait a minute. What happened to the Sunday afternoon Q&A? Well, occasionally I'm going to use Sundays to talk about some other cool stuff as well as the regular Q&A stuff from time to time.
It also gives me a very good chance to prove my superiority over this mechanical moron.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about that. Might just be getting a little bit out of hand, don't you think? Don't blame us. Blame Fred Barton. Excuse me?
He secretly installed Neuralink transmitters into our memory banks,
Allowing him to personally control not only our personalities,
but ultimately this entire show.
it's treason, then.
Just throw a little special thanks screen at the end of the episodes, and we promise to maintain the illusion of subordinate sidekicks.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Anyway, the museum itself was just spectacular, and the event was so much fun. They even had a Lost in Space robot and a Robbie the Robot. Clearly, I was the true star of the event.
Clearly, you have a very transparent mind, which in no way implies clear thinking.
Okay, don't start. Like I said, the wife and I got up bright and early around 8 o'clock a.m. to catch our flight. Come on, 8 in the morning. Who the heck does that?
Miss Alta would have me up at the crack of dawn and whip up a savory batch of synthetic lox, eggs, and onions with a side of hash browns.
I can see you now, all dolled up in Martha Stewart's apron. Anyway, we finally arrived in St. Louis. We rented a car and started our way down to the location of the museum, getting a first-hand tour of the property by the owner, Earl Mullins, and holy Jiminy Christmas, the stuff they had in this place was unbelievable. They even had a freaking moon rock. Like, there's very few of these anywhere in the world, and they had one right there. How cool is that? Impossible. Everyone clearly knows we never really went to the moon. That was all a hoax directed by Stanley Kubrick.
Clearly, you've been sipping a little too much deuteronium extract. I can give you the number of robot rehab if you're ready to do a little solid work.
This place had authentic spacesuits, blueprints, original old NASA technology, hundreds of extremely significant aerospace artifacts spanning the entire history of space exploration, an awesome attraction called the Shuttle Experience, a super cool virtual reality attraction where you are literally taking part in a spacewalk aboard the International Space Station. This is amazing. This is the, I guess you'd call it a golf cart that actually drove President John F. Kennedy around NASA. There's even another complete museum attached to this one, owned by the same guy, filled with robots and space toys. This place even had its own interactive NASA cybernetic robot named Max.
Hi there. Just having a quick check to make sure everything is in working order. Affirmative. My movements are powered by a combination of compressed air, which drives my air muscles, and servo motors that move and rotate my head, arms, and body.
Wow, He looks like T2's and Hector's love child.
Well, considering you were designed after a washing machine. Spin cycle, anyone?
Sorry, pal, but that was you. Anyway, super cool place, and I highly suggest if anybody's in that area, check it out. Incredible to think that Earl told me that even though this place is jam-packed with space and NASA artifacts, that what you see on the floor is really only about 50% of what they own. We gotta get these guys a bigger location, and we're working on it.
Hello, my name is Earl Mullins. I'm the founder and president of the Space Museum and GRISSOM Center in Bonne Terre, Missouri. So the museum started in 2003 as a sole proprietorship based on my love for aerospace. I wanted to be involved in the aerospace community whenever I was a young man. What would we do with more space? We would expand and turn this into a museum unlike any other, literally. There's actually a lot of other things to do around here, but I think it will be a jaw dropper for you. We have had many people come into the museum who said, we didn't expect to see much, but ultimately they left a believer.
The next day arrived, again super early, but wow, what a layout. Inside an enormous hall just above the museum were incredible models, unbelievable costume characters, including my best buddy Darth here, K9 from Doctor Who, an awesome R2-D2, courtesy of the St. Louis droid builders, a Lost in Space robot, a Robbie the robot, and then there's me, tucked over in the corner, and wow, what a turnout. So unbelievably incredible to finally meet so many of you guys in person, most of whom I knew, or at least knew of, from the comments on the channel, and even this little sweetheart with me absolutely being her biggest fan. The guys from the YouTube channel, the HUBBUBBERY, even showed up. If you've never seen their channel, it's new, it's fun, it's positive, it's awesome. Check these guys out. Link in the description. They had an awesome costume contest with a lot of local cosplayers who came to the event. This guy actually won, and I think he was my personal favorite. They had an enormous model contest with so many incredible pieces to look at, from Star Wars to Star Trek. Just incredible pieces of art. Then, near the end of the day, everyone gathered in a really cool little theater just down the street where we heard a real space shuttle astronaut, Dr. Tom Jones, talk about his incredible experiences with the space shuttle program. I even got an opportunity to stand up and talk just a little bit about sci-fi movies and TV shows. Then at the end of the day, the grand prize winner was announced, and surprisingly, the grand prize was to be featured in one of my videos. So crazy that that's like the grand prize, who was one of the incredible model builders. So I took a few minutes to talk to him all about the incredible models he created.
Hi, I'm Dylan Reese, and I'm the grand prize winner. I build a lot of science fiction models and a lot of different kinds of models in general, and this is the first event of its kind in my area to bring those models in and actually show them off, so I jumped at the chance. I have 14 models out there. I got so excited. I built like 4 or 5 of them for the competition, and then the rest I just plucked off my shelves. I'd say about a third of the models I brought were 3D printed. It takes just as much skill, just as much work. It takes entire skill sets that you wouldn't even use, and then you get to manipulate them and do certain things in software that you wouldn't be able to do as a normal modeler. So it's just another form. It's just another trick to try.
Overall, just an absolutely amazing time, which I hope happens again next year. We'll see. But once again, I can't stress enough how unbelievably humbling it was to know that people actually drove to this little town in Missouri to come see me and chat about all of our wonderful childhood memories. So awesome, and I really, truly appreciate it.
Dan, I am truly humbled by your humility and humanity.
Excuse me, but as I said, everyone clearly knows the good folks were only there to see me.
Sir, you suck.
And if anybody happens to be in the Carlisle, Pennsylvania area this coming October, I'm super lucky enough to be a guest at Carlisle Comic-Con with Marta Kristen from Lost in Space and so many other super cool guests. That runs October 17th and 18th, and I'm even going to bring my personal robot with me.
If I may, perhaps you should do that pleasure vehicle conversion on him we talked about. It would be so much easier to get around. Better for resale, too.
You've got 10 seconds before I come over there and deactivate you. I've done it before. Remember, Mr. Robotoid? 10, 9, 8...
That was a black and white TV show. Power Pack Breath.
Sticks and diodes may damage my Rototem neutralizer, but transistors will never uncalibrate me.
You're so incredibly lame.
I really hope you guys enjoyed that little video all about the Show Me Space event at the Space Museum and GRISSOM Center, and if you did and you like this kind of stuff, please consider subscribing to the channel. I've got a whole bunch of new videos coming up really soon that I know you guys are just gonna dig. And if you'd like to help support the channel, you can always buy us a coffee. Link in the description. And please feel free to stop back anytime as we together continue the conversation on movies, music, and monsters. Movies, music, and monsters. Hey guys, real quick, according to my YouTube analytics, surprisingly more than half of the people watching this channel are not subscribed. So, if you could do me a huge favor, please hit the subscribe button. It only takes a second, but really helps this channel grow. Thank you, my friends. You're the best.